Imagine a showdown at sea between a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, a floating fortress of raw power, and a small, stealthy diesel submarine. In a surprising twist, the underdog prevails, making headlines and challenging our understanding of naval supremacy. How could a humble diesel submarine, with all its limitations, outmaneuver and sink a massive aircraft carrier? Today, we'll break down this incredible scenario and uncover the secrets of modern naval tactics and submarine stealth. The oceans are patrolled by a powerful combination of nuclear and diesel-powered vessels, each serving a unique role in naval strategy. Nuclear aircraft carriers are arguably the most iconic, representing a nation's military presence and capability. These giants are armed with advanced radar, fighter jets, and a formidable escort fleet, projecting power far beyond their physical reach. But in the shadows lurk smaller, quieter adversaries, diesel-powered submarines. Unlike their nuclear counterparts, diesel subs are smaller, less detectable, and built for stealth rather than speed. The nuclear aircraft carrier is the crown jewel of a nation's navy. Powered by nuclear reactors, it can sail indefinitely without refueling, limited only by the supplies needed to sustain its crew. This gives it unmatched endurance and mobility, allowing it to remain on station for months, even years. In a 2005 wargame exercise, the Swedish diesel-electric submarine HMS Gotland managed to sink the $6 billion USS Ronald Reagan, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, by evading its entire carrier strike group's defenses. The Gotland used advanced Stirling engines, which are exceptionally quiet compared to traditional diesel or nuclear engines, allowing it to slip past passive sonar undetected. This event highlighted the vulnerability of expensive naval assets to smaller, less costly submarines. The U.S. Navy reacted by leasing the Gotland to study its capabilities and address the exposed weaknesses. The incident underscored that in naval warfare, advanced and costly technology doesn't always guarantee superiority over simpler, stealthier alternatives. The submarine that outsmarted the USS Ronald Reagan. During war games in 2005, the $6 billion plus USS Ronald Reagan was sunk. By whom? A single, relatively low-tech, diesel-powered Swedish submarine, the HMSM Gotland. In the exercise, the Gotland was able to sneak past the Ronald Reagan's passive sonar defenses, land multiple virtual torpedo hits, sink the carrier, and leave without a scratch. The U.S. Navy had deployed an entire carrier strike group, which included destroyers, helicopters, and aircraft, all tasked with hunting for and defending against threats like the Gotland. The Swedish submarine should not have stood a chance, yet it evaded detection and scored a fatal blow against a superior adversary. It's all thanks to a very old-school engine. Instead of using its diesel to power an internal combustion engine, which is quite loud, what with the explosions and all, the Gotland-class sub instead uses highly optimized Stirling engines, not unlike what you might find as a desk toy, but considerably more high-tech. These exceedingly quiet engines are used to charge batteries, which in turn can directly run the engines. The result is a sub that's quieter than any other diesel, and even quieter than its nuclear cousins, which require a constant churn of coolant that can give away their position. Indeed, most modern navies rely on diesel submarines instead of nuclear submarines, because diesel subs are significantly cheaper. The drawback, typically, is that diesel subs are noisier, slower, and can only operate for a few days at a time without surfacing. Gotland class, the U.S. Navy reacts. The U.S. Navy was concerned to learn that a small Swedish submarine was able to sink an aircraft carrier with a 9-figure price tag. But the Navy leased the Swedish submarine and worked to address the vulnerabilities the Gotland had exploited. The sub only cost about $100 million, roughly the cost of 2 F-18 Super Hornets. If a $100 million machine could sink a $6 billion machine, then the U.S. is not getting a very healthy return on its defense investment. In theory, the defense spending advantage that the U.S. enjoys over its chief rivals, China and Russia, would not ensure military superiority or even relative safety. Some have speculated that in real-world conditions, the Reagan would have been able to use its 30-knot top speed to evade successive torpedo strikes. But that theory remains untested, and even one or two torpedo strikes could have served to force the carrier out of action and back to port for a lengthy and expensive repair process. The simple fact that the Gotland served to demonstrate is that bigger and more expensive isn't always better. A mosquito can kill a human. A submarine can kill an aircraft carrier. And sometimes old-school tech has advantages over newer technology. Submarines rely on a few critical tactics to gain the upper hand. First, they take advantage of thermoclines, layers in the water that can scatter sonar waves, making it harder for surface ships to detect them. By staying below or between these layers, submarines can effectively disappear from radar. Another tactic is staying in the baffles, or the blind spot, behind large vessels. This position allows submarines to move in close while remaining hidden from detection systems. Insert a diagram showing how a submarine might navigate below the carrier's sonar detection range. While the encounter was a simulated exercise, it highlighted a critical vulnerability in even the most advanced carrier groups. In a real-world scenario, a diesel submarine with modern torpedoes could deliver a devastating blow to a carrier before it's even detected. This incident underscores the need for navies to continually evolve their strategies and technologies to counter asymmetric threats. Smaller, stealthier, and less expensive submarines could pose real challenges to fleets with seemingly overwhelming firepower. With advancements in technology, submarines are becoming even stealthier, more autonomous, and capable of operating for extended periods. Countries around the world are investing heavily in both unmanned submarines and aircraft carrier protection technologies, leading to a new kind of arms race beneath the waves. Aircraft carriers may face new design modifications, such as improved sonar detection, more agile escort fleets, and enhanced anti-submarine capabilities to counteract these stealthy foes. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into naval warfare. The tale of a diesel submarine outmaneuvering a nuclear aircraft carrier is a reminder that technology alone isn't enough. Strategy, adaptation, and understanding the limitations of even the most advanced ships are equally important. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what other naval stories or topics you'd like us to cover. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the depths of knowledge with us.